The world of rugby officiating is under the microscope again, and former international referee Owen Doyle is not holding back. In his recent column, Doyle dissected the performances from the November internationals, and one referee, in particular, found himself in the firing line. Let's start with what Doyle got right. He praised English referee Karl Dickson for his handling of the Ireland vs Wallabies test in Dublin. Doyle highlighted Dickson's no-nonsense efficiency and his ability to make quick, decisive calls on foul play without needing endless replays. It was a refreshing change of pace, a referee taking ownership and letting the game flow. Similarly, Italian official Andrea Piardi received a nod for his work at Twickenham, keeping the game moving and avoiding unnecessary interruptions. However, Doyle did suggest that Ireland's James Ryan was perhaps a bit lucky to avoid a more serious look at his dangerous clear-out, which could have easily resulted in a bunker review. Now, let's turn to the main event. The match Doyle labeled the worst of the autumn series so far, Italy vs South Africa, officiated by New Zealand's James Doleman. This is where Doyle's critique becomes scathing. He described a performance in stark contrast to Dickson's, where Dickson was swift and decisive. Doleman labored long and hard over foul play incidents. Doyle even accused him of providing unnecessary commentary that bordered on coaching rather than refereeing. This constant interruption and commentary, he argued, completely killed the flow of the game, turning it into a dismal encounter. The most contentious moment of that match was undoubtedly the red card shown to Springbok lock Franco Mostert. While Doyle agreed that Mostert's challenge was high-risk and unnecessary, he firmly believes the officials got the call wrong. He argues that the direct head contact required for a straight red card simply wasn't there. This decision has sparked massive debate online, with many fans and pundits calling it an insane and unfair decision, especially when compared to other incidents in the same weekend of rugby that received less severe punishments. This brings us to a wider point about consistency, something that has frustrated fans, players, and coaches alike. The Springboks, for example, have been on the receiving end of some tough calls. Lou de Jager was sent off against France, a decision Doyle actually agreed with, but the Mostert red card feels like a step too far for many. It's led to a feeling of unfair treatment, especially when statistics suggest the Springboks are actually world leaders in executing low, legal tackles. The frustration is palpable, with many feeling that the officiating is inconsistent from one game to the next. Doyle's final verdict on Doleman was damning. He stated that people do unpay good money to see the referee take center stage for so long. The constant stoppages and the referee's over-involvement ruined what should have been a competitive test match. He went as far as to say that it would be surprising if we see James Doleman officiating in the upcoming Six Nations. A strong statement, but one that many frustrated rugby fans would likely agree with. This entire debate highlights the immense pressure on modern referees. With TMOs, bunker reviews, and slow-motion replays, every decision is scrutinized from a dozen angles. But, as Owen Doyle points out, this technology should be a tool to aid the game, not a crutch that grinds it to a halt. The best referees, like Dickson and Piardi, seem to find that balance, making quick, confident calls and letting the players be the stars of the show. When the referee becomes the main talking point after a match, it's rarely for a good reason. Looking ahead, Doyle briefly touched on the upcoming clash between Ireland and South Africa in Dublin. He noted that Andy Farrell's team will need absolutely everything they've got to overcome the formidable Springboks, with the officiating controversies swirling and both teams having points to prove. It's shaping up to be an absolutely titanic battle. So, what do you think? Was Owen Doyle right to call out James Doleman's performance so strongly? Was the Franco Mostert red card a fair call, or another example of inconsistent officiating in world rugby? We all want to see a game that is safe, fair, and exciting. But are the current officiating protocols achieving that? It seems the debate is far from over. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more rugby content.